Rumors are that this season's filming of Real Housewives of Atlanta isn't looking too good for Marlo. What is she doing? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta filming isn't going so good for Marlo. What is she doing? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more. And here it goes. Sources are saying that this new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta filming is off to an explosive start. Between Kandi fighting for her respect to Sheree fighting to keep Martell, there is no shortage of drama. However, industry insiders are pointing out one other big fight. Marlo allegedly trying to fight her way to the top peach spot. Rumors are that allegedly Marlo is determined now more than ever to be seen as the top peach holder, said the source. You would have thought she had learned her lesson last season, trying to be Nene 2.0, but no, it doesn't seem like she has. Insiders say that this year it seems Marlo is taking a different approach to being the villain. For some reason, she thinks this tactic is better than last season's and has allegedly been putting this new action into play since filming started. So the question is, what is Marlo's new plan of action for the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Well, sources say it seems Marlo is acting out this season just like Porsha. How is that? The source continued. Marlo has started this weird Porsha thing where she escalates a fight, then shuts down. Something Marlo is not known for doing. Allegedly, Marlo has filmed several scenes where verbal arguments get extremely heated, and Marlo either shuts down by not arguing anymore or by completely walking out of the scene, leaving her other cast members either confused or frustrated. Another industry insider said, if these rumors are true, then I know producers are already fed up with Marlo, the same way that they were allegedly fed up with Porsha. These tactics also allegedly got Porsha in hot waters with producers. This diva behavior also wasn't a good look for Porsha with fans. So I can only imagine how angry fans would be if Marlo's stunts are aired next season, ended the source. Marlo's image definitely needs a makeover, said another person close to production who wished to remain anonymous. It wouldn't be so hard to do if she would just listen. It was very apparent that Andy tried to help her rehabilitate her image during last season's reunion, but it seems Marlo doesn't care to rebrand herself off of his good graces. Now, kinfolk, when I got this information regarding how Marlo is allegedly acting out this season during filming of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I just wasn't so surprised. And I wasn't surprised about this rumor simply because of this. It is very obvious that Marlo is trying to find her place on the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast and inside the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. Something that I find just very odd and just peculiar. And the reason why is because Marlo has been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise on and off now for 8+ years. And it seems as if every time she was on, she was very consistent with her brand identity. She was the fun, fashionista diva who came around with big energy, played the role of the friend of the show, to whoever friend she was that season, very well. She played her cards even better than some of the veteran housewives and some of the OG housewives on the show whenever she was on. And so I find it very peculiar that now, once she finally has a peach, it's very hard for her to get her footing with her brand identity. And it seems as if she just would have just continued to do the things that she had been doing from previous seasons. So when this rumor came across, I was like, you know what? I could kind of see it being very factual, only because Marlo just struggled last year with who she was as a housewife and a main peach holder. So I can only imagine that she probably would continue to struggle this season, especially when we saw her at the reunion where she was giving these fake apologies and everyone was like, it's not really real. She doesn't really mean it because she's going to go back and doing the same thing. Something Kandi called her out about last season while filming. So that brings me to the next part of this rumor that I can actually see as being true. And it's this. The part of the rumor where sources are suggesting that Marlo's alleged plan last year to be some type of Nene 2.0 just didn't really work for her. And it didn't work for her from what I can tell is because Marlo never came in with any hardcore facts about the things she was saying. It was always just like, okay, you're coming at me, I'm going to throw this rumor out, I'm going to throw this out, and I'm just going to just argue with you on that. And whether I'm right or wrong, I'm going to stick to my guns. Something that Nene never really did. If you look at the seasons Nene was on, Nene just always took the actual argument or the issue that was going on at the time, and she just argued her case and debated her side about the particular argument to where she didn't have to bring up anything old or anything she heard, anything was made up. So when you see Marlo kind of struggling to find her place and doing all these apologies, like Candace said, you know, your apologies are because the things you were saying were not very factual and it had nothing to do with the current situation, the current argument. Because if your apology was actually, you were actually meaning what you were saying, you would revert back to doing some of the same things. And so that's why I can see how Marlo's 2.0 or alleged 2.0 rebranding as Nene just couldn't work in her favor because she never could actually argue her point in the moment with facts or with evidence that came from that actual situation. She always reverted back to, I heard you was a sugar mama, or you take care of Todd. It was more insult based than fact based. Which brings me to the next part of the rumor that I can see as being very factual as well. And it's this. If you are to believe these rumors that for some strange reason, Marlo is allegedly trying to use Porsha's tactics this season as trying to continue her place as the show villain as a way to rebrand herself, then everyone, including myself, you have to think that that is just going to fail miserably. And it's simply because Porsha, to me, in my opinion, never really had any plan of action when she was on the show. It was always just, let me throw this out there and let me just see what sticks and what I'm able to make stick. And it always fell flat. One being the rumor with Kandi and Todd that involved Phaedra. And you kind of see Marlo did a lot of that last season. So when you hear that allegedly she's doing this whole Porsha thing to where she's escalating fights and then shutting down, one would think she's made doing it to where she can escalate the fight, but not take it too far to where fans, begin to resent her for starting some drama and or walking away from it in attempts to kind of save her face and save her image. However, again, that just doesn't work for Marlo, simply because the thing that she does are never rooted in facts. And also, one thing that she cannot do, Porsha, whenever she escalated a situation on the show, whether it be an argument or a physical altercation, it seems as if she kind of always knew her limits. Except when it came to the physical part. Everything else, it seems as if she always knew her limits. And with Marlo, she doesn't seem to have limits. You know, last season we saw her coming at Candy and cutting Candy at the core with those allegations about her and Todd and things like that. And so we kind of see how, if you believe the rumor that Marlo is going to try a Porsha type tactic to rebrand herself as the show villain, it's just not going to work, because Marlo just doesn't have that constraint that is so needed in order to pull off something like that. And so, Kimfo, it comes to the last part of this rumor that I find very interesting, and I think is the reason why Marlo should be watching her back if she is trying to allegedly become Porsha 2.0. And it's this. Marlo has to be careful not to ice her own self out. If she is indeed walking out of scenes left and right, right and left, then it doesn't leave much room to showcase her in the season. It may not be enough footage to even make her even look like a main peach holder. And also, you have to come to the realization, walking out of scenes is like walking out of your job. And that can be very frustrating to producers who have a primary job of making a scene, capturing the drama, and making sure all the ladies stay present in that moment. And so when you have a main housewife who is constantly walking out of scenes or starting issues and shutting down and not giving producers what they need in order to make the show, then you can also ice yourself out by production standards. It's like, maybe she's too difficult to work with and maybe don't want to work with her anymore. Or you look at something like, oh, producers saying, well, you know, she's going to walk out of the scene, so let's make someone else the focus or vocal point of that scene and not Marlo. Now, Kimfolk, all this is really speculation and alleged information and rumors. But one has to think, if Marlo is trying to allegedly rebrand herself as Porsha and do some of those same stunts and tactics that Porsha did the last season she was on and the season before that, then it's not really going to end well for Marlo. I think moving forward, Marlo should just go back to who she was all those seasons before. The fun, glamorous fashionista, and only getting drama when it's directed to her, and not try to be this over-the-top person who's always trying to facilitate drama. Because to be honest with you, she's not that good at it. But Kimfolk, I want to know what you guys think. If you are to believe this rumor that Marlo's allegedly trying to become Porsha 2.0 this season, do you think it's going to work, or do you think she's going to fall flat on her face again in this new season? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, Kimfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.